Welcome to Out of the Teapot podcast, a podcast where we share incredible journeys of Zimbabweans who have stepped out of their comfort zones and into new countries, cultures, and experiences. Join us as we explore the challenges, dreams, and inspiring stories of life beyond borders. Whether you're part of the diaspora or just curious about life abroad, there's something here for everyone. Tune in, get inspired, and discover the world beyond the teapot. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media, and share your thoughts with the hashtag Out of the Teapot podcast. Okay, so today I have a guest with me here. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Felicitas Mutare and I am 34 years old. I am a mom of one and yeah,
Beautiful.
married.
Yes. So where are you based right now?
I am currently in Edinburgh, Scotland. I moved in January this year, so we're still pretty much very fresh here.
Oh, nice. So it's been almost 8, 9 months.
Yeah, around about there, I'd say 8 months.
Nice. You moved from Zim or from somewhere
I
else?
moved from South Africa. I was in South Africa since 2009.
Ah, so I guess
And
we have to go like way, way back.
yeah, way back.
So tell me about how it was like growing up in Zim until the time that you left Zim.
Okay, so Zim was pretty cool. Like I grew up born and bred in a very small town, Marundera,
Okay.
such that I don't even know Harare, guys. Like I can get lost in Harare. That's how bad it is. I never left Marundera. I went to school, went to Diggerfold, and then I went to Marundera High School. And then after that, I did my upper six in 2008, and then I left 2009 for university in South Africa. So I came here. I came to SA as a student. I mean
Oh,
to SA as a student, yeah.
so how is it transitioning from like being small city girl to like going to SA? Which city in SA did you?
Joburg.
Oh yeah, so how is it moving
It
from
was
like a
it
small
was
city into like the
it
city?
was intimidating, of course, because like Marunja is so quiet and people are always laughing Kutijani, Tini traffic light one, and all that stuff. So it was such a bold step, it was exciting as well as scary, intimidating, but yeah, you get used to it. There were a lot of Zimbabweans there anyway, so it wasn't too bad.
Was going to SA for uni your choice, or was it like the parents?
Yeah, it was my choice.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
my parents wanted me to do nursing in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
In
Did
hindsight, I
you
think I
ever?
should have done that instead.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's the same with my sister. I think my
Yeah.
mom wanted her to do nursing and she
Hmm.
didn't want to do that. And now, in hindsight, now that she's
Yeah, I
moved to
should have listened.
Canada, she's always like, you know what? I wish I had actually gone to the
Yeah.
nursing. Why is that? Why do you regret not taking it
I
up?
just feel like it's one of the it's like one of the jobs that are in demand here and they pay well
They
and
do.
it's
I
easy
won't
to
lie, I
go
also
places.
considered it myself. I feel like I consider it every three to
I'm
four.
actually considering it right now as we
Yeah,
speak. I'm
right.
considering it like if either that or certain like occupational therapy stuff, definitely. Because yeah, they didn't
What
tell us
did you
well
do
enough.
in uni?
I
Like,
was studying criminology. Imagine that. How wild.
no, but I think that's an interesting one as well. Is it the same thing you're doing right now?
No, it's not completely different. So after I did that in SA, I then got a job and I was working at a party venue. I was managing a party venue. So my life has just been like it's been mixed. I won't lie. So
A lot of
from not
many hats.
Yeah. Not finishing the criminology degree to because of financial constraints
Right.
to then getting a job and then I was at this job for like 6 years
Nice.
and then yeah.
Okay, so at which point did you decide to leave SA to go to Scotland?
It was a very tough decision. I would say I think the UK was like one of the it was the last on my list. I wanted to go to Canada, I wanted to go to Australia. The UK was definitely the last. It was just a thing where I had been on my student visa for a while, and then obviously since I wasn't studying anymore, it was difficult. So we applied for a visa in South Africa, I think 2021, and then I just never heard anything from Home Affairs. I never got a response, and yeah, everybody knows about this whole xenophobia thing. So I was just tired of the hassle, not being legal in the country is very frustrating. Like I'd have to travel for 3 months, get my passport stamped, come back. Like it was just too much. And then I fell pregnant, and then I had my daughter, and then I just kept feeling so guilty. Like I'm in a country where I'm not legal. Like it's just not a good thing. When you're a parent, you want more for your child, you want to be a better person, so a lot of things were just pushing us out.
Right.
Um, yeah.
So did you meet your man out after school, after uni?
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did. It was during, I think, yeah. It was during the I met him in South Africa, which is
Mm. Did you also like have plans about like leaving, and how did you generally receive that
well,
I need
he
to move thing?
He did his uni in Zim and then he went to South Africa to find a job, which he got. So he was working in SA for a while. And then the same thing with me, like his permit that he was initially on expired and then we applied and then nothing really came out of it. So we were all very tired of just the hassle of going back and forth to borders, going to Zim, coming back, just for you to get 90 days. It's exhausting. And also a lot of stuff in SA besides the illegal, being an illegal immigrant there, it's like crime, it was tough. Yeah.
And
We just
xenophobia as well, right?
there that was the
Ever
main.
experienced that
Yeah,
yourself?
it was. Well, to be honest, I was fortunate enough that I never experienced it.
Mm.
I always try to avoid areas where I know like it's like a hotspot for stuff like that to happen. So yeah, it was just scary knowing that, people are being hunted down door to door, your job is not, you don't have security. So I just didn't want that for myself anymore.
Yeah, especially like when you're now a parent, you don't
Yeah.
to yeah to
You
let
don't want to like
that
what am
situation.
I going to what am I gonna do with my child? I'm also, she's also gonna be illegal, even though she was born there, but still,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we couldn't get any sort of residency just because we're parents, to somebody that was born there.
So like her being born there, does that give her like a citizenship or a
Nope.
status?
She takes her parents' citizenship.
Oh my, okay, I see. All right, so
Yeah.
let's talk about you now, like moving, like how did you actually to pay my links? How did you move? Oh, yeah, go, go.
The point where I if I hear that word link in my life, I'm just like so over it.
Triggering.
I'm done.
It's
Go link,
triggering.
go link.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Can you
it
remember
was
this? Like,
I
give
think
us the links how you did it.
I think I was trying to move for almost a year, applying
Right.
directly to companies, doing everything, joining groups, doing this, because I think the visa that I am on was the quickest way out of
Uh-huh.
Africa. So fortunately, I then got a job And yeah, that's how I came, and then my family followed, and yeah, here we are trying to make ends meet. It's such a different ball game here. Totally, totally different. It's very, very tough. And people that haven't moved feel like once you get here, you forget about everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, akaenda then avakanga. It's not like that. It's actually quite different.
Like,
You know what I mean?
yabhatanga kuvaira and
Yeah,
doing her
kuvaira.
own thing.
I always used to feel like
It doesn't even
exactly. I
text
always used to feel like vanhu veku-UK havapindure mafoni, havapindure mamessage. But it's actually so hard. I have to fight, to keep the communication going. Like life here, you're always on the go. You don't get a break. It doesn't stop.
I hear you. I hear
Especially with the child, you're working long days, you come back, I mean, you have to get the child from school, you have to cook, you have to do all these things. Like, it's honestly, guys, layman's to get on with Tsitika. It's hard. It's very, very hard.
they're saying kuti vanhu vanenge vatikanganwa, but like you said, kuti it's not easy. Like you're always in
Not
the mood. There's
easy.
always things
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. And time here flies. Before you know it, it's like the days.
Yes. On your rest day, you're also trying to take care of yourself, take care of your family.
Yes. On
Honestly,
your rest day,
time to
you
be
want to take care of yourself. You want to use it takes it's tasking to actually now go back message by message, trying to catch up with everybody. It takes a good chunk of your day if you're off, like, oh, I'm exhausted. There's a time I was like speaking to people, I think from 8 until 12. Then I was like, okay, no, 12 o'clock, I'm switching my phone off. I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So moving here, you moved with your family at the same time, or did they like
They followed after me.
how was it settling by yourself and then them joining you?
Honestly,
Find
it
it
wasn't
hard
too
to
bad. It wasn't too bad. I feel like when I actually got here, that's
Mhm.
when I realized that, you know what, God was really in it, because it was quite a smooth transition, I won't lie. And I got here, stayed with my friend for about a month. Then I got a accommodation after about 3 weeks, which everyone kept saying, "How did you manage that? Oh my goodness, we've been here for a while. We haven't even been getting a place. It's so difficult." But yeah, then they followed. I think they came. I came and I came. I started work on the 31st of January. They came the first week of March, so it wasn't too bad. We didn't spend too much time apart. Um, but now looking back, how stressful it was for my child, I think maybe I could have had them come a little later.
Mhm.
But at the same time, living without your child, like, guys, it's a lot. I used to cry, hey?
And I find that kids bounce back easier than us. Like
Mm.
they get used to it better than us. Plus, like you say, just being apart from your child must have been hell.
It was horrible. It was horrible. But then when she then came and she was lonely and you can't go outside and play because it's raining all the time, like Scotland weather is terrible, guys. It's like awful. Every 2 minutes it's raining. You have all four seasons in one day. You can have summer, winter, everything, autumn in one day. So then that was also hard. She hadn't started school, then she can't go outside. She doesn't understand why she's not with her cousins and her friends, and Ajera Kona go, and she can't be with, it was hard. It was very hard. It's just hard to get used to a new environment. But luckily, we then had to look for a daycare for her to go, a nursery, which was not cheap at all. Up until now, it's only now that she's getting public funding. But those 3 months that we paid, I'll never forget those months in my life. I will
Uh,
never.
how much were you paying for daycare per month?
£1,000. It
Wow.
was 800. It was 800 and something. And
What?
then the first month we had registration fee, whatever, whatever, whatever. It was about £1,000. Now, if you think of £1,000, that's about
Yeah.
20 something thousand rands. For someone, I used to pay 3,000 or 3.5 for her school and essay.
Right.
Now, so another thing when you move, don't convert. Stop converting from
I
wherever you
I
came from.
used to
Don't
do that. I used
convert.
to start saying, okay, in US dollar, this was so much. In US dollar, this was so much. And it
No.
actually, no, so, but here we were kind of lucky with
Mm.
the child
Current.
support,
Okay. Okay.
the childcare support, because without it, would have to pay about 1,500.
Mm.
And then I don't know the math they did. Even now, I have you ever seen the kind of math that makes you like, you know what? I'm
I
not
don't
even
care.
going to
I'm not gonna
I'm
question
not
it.
gonna
It's
ask
okay.
because how did we move from us paying 1,500? Like that was the one that was said, like without subsidy, and then the daycare helped us apply for the subsidy, and then after that, we were told that our balance was 15 bucks. I was like,
What?
I'm not gonna ask more.
No, 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 no. Why are you questioning? Why?
Yes, all the
Don't
15
reply.
bucks of the rest of the year. I don't want to ask you. I'm not even going to ask how you came to this math or
In
what.
fact, it's none of your business how they did it. It's not your business. Not don't
And
get
and
involved.
I said I'm not leaving this daycare because I've also asked people around this around the same like same
Yeah.
school that we're in, and some people after the childcare subsidy are paying like 300 up to 600, and I'm like,
You better keep that
don't
secret to
know
yourself.
what math they did.
It's God
And
math. That's God math. Definitely God math.
this God math, I don't know what
Mm.
it is. I'm not even going to question it. I'll just keep it paid. It's so
Hey.
easy. It's so crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, so I'll never forget that daycare money. Like I won't, I can't. But then yeah, once because we used to do this thing where we would go to the shops and then we would swipe £50 and we're like, costa 1,000 rands, sure, sure. And that's when we just decided, you know what, just stop converting, just don't do it.
let's just be Romans. Like when you're in
Let's just deal with what, yeah. Even things like trying to get stuff from Zim that you miss, yes, it's okay. But then at the end of the day, like it's not sustainable for you to try get your lotion or your Vaseline or your whatever. You go chagas no shanda where you are and make it work.
$5 Serefita and just be like,
Exactly. You
okay.
see what I mean? Mm. Stuff like that.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah. But
So
you know, one thing I
yeah,
like about being Zimbabwean is that I don't know, somehow we just have this thing where we're just resilient and I think we adapt.
exactly.
Zvingaite.
We adapt.
We're very strong people.
I swear, I swear. Because moving here, like you said, moving here with a kid, I
Mhm.
moved here with a 3-month old, and the airline had lost the stroller, and I had to hold her like this the whole time,
My
like
God.
through the transits, through I had like
And
and
you've got
the part
bags
is
and
I
everything.
had the what is it called? The
You're the
mbereko,
carrier,
mbereko yechirungu.
yeah?
And
Mm.
I had folded it in the stroller, so I had lost both the way that I was
Oh
actually
my
just
God.
holding her like this during transit, during us,
Checking in, whatever, all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, the whole immigrant, like Ugashikanti, you have to get into a room and just like sign your papers and stuff. I had to do that while holding a baby like this, and she was 3 months. So,
I'm sure your arms were like numb when you were done when you got here.
and you're right. When we were settling like those few months, I felt like, you know what? Okay, yeah, this is new, but I kind of, yeah, I have ginger to do what I'm doing.
Yes,
Like, you know,
to feel like it's okay.
it has to be.
Mm. It
Oh,
has to work. And it's tough because like back in SA, like we'd have people coming home helping you, with household chores. Now it's like you do everything. breastfeeding by yourself, and it's like sometimes you get home, the house is a mess, and you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I cannot. I'm
It,
tired. I'll deal with
everything
it another day.
it just falls to you. Like you have to deal with thinking about like the house,
Mm,
what to cook, what to eat, and then
meal
like
planning, all that
and
stuff.
there's no one else to help you guys to deal with that. It's
No, you
you
have to figure it out between the two of you,
nuclear
or three of you.
family. Your
You have to
nuclear
figure it
family
out with your family, yeah.
is nuclear. Yeah, it's
You really need to figure it out because yeah, it's tough. Those are the things that I miss, like just getting help, kunoku, whatever it is you leave uchienda kubasa unochiona chiripo chakakumirira hapana mumwe munhu anokuitira izvozvo.
yeah. So how was it adjusting for Shewe, not for you? How was it for
To be
Zari?
honest, I think because we both left South Africa bored, like tantada kubva zvisingaite, so I think that also helped.
Right.
It was hard. Like he was used to being with his friends, seeing his boys, lifestyle change. Now you're like, this is where, if you've moved, you have to make sure kuti you married your best friend because kana makazongororana imwe yega, this is how you're hearing a lot of marriages are breaking up when they move and whatever. It's because like you guys are stuck as just the two of you. Manje, if you guys already mainyamurana Zimbabwe, then you move to this stressful country, it
Mm,
won't last.
it won't
It
work.
really
Because of
won't
the
last. So
stress
I
that
thank God for the bond and how much we appreciate that it was such a blessing. Like it was hard for him as well, but I feel like now he's getting used to it. He's gotten a hang of things. Roles kind of change somehow. We're both forced to do certain things that we never like. I got mad the other day when he's like, did you put fuel in the car? And I'm like, no, can it just be the one thing that I don't have to take care of? Because kunokuka yatina petrol attendant
exactly.
kunozviisira wega. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. But then he's like, no, babe, there's certain things that I also don't want to be doing, but I have to do. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Everybody
so I
just has
think
to adjust doing
I
things
say it's much better now for him.
right.
Yeah, and we're trying to, find to my community total where you just join groups and you find Zimbabweans in Scotland and all that stuff. So yeah,
How's that been for you? Do you find that I mean, I know some people will be like, I don't want to be
want to, yeah.
because of, hey, to know Socherana or whatever, like,
Well, there's truth in that, but I think zvakanyanya ku London, ku ukoko, kuside ukoko. Kunoku it's much more quiet and there's not many Zimbabweans there.
right,
Where you would get so many people would be like, hey, can I mind coco? Keep to yourselves, Zimbabwe na ite, kind of diaspora, all that stuff. But kuno kuti notoratsa go kuti oh hi guys, oh ukaunzwa munachitaura shona unenge uchimuti mhoro iyo urivheitere kwaunogara kupi.
right, right. I
Yeah,
love that.
me.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
we're okay.
have you managed to have like a community or like friends? How's that been like getting making friends, being a mom and being at work? How have you sort of like coped? And also making friends as an adult is very hard, I
It's
imagine.
hard. It's
Yeah,
hard, but I somehow don't find it challenging. Well, personally.
right,
I can make friends from, I don't know. Like I'm saying, if I hear someone speaking English, and I'm like, oh, hi. There's a time I went for a work function, and this girl saw my name, and she's like, oh, you're Zimbabwean, and I took her number. Before you know it, she's giving me people that can take me to church. The church the kind of church I was looking for.
right,
Stuff like that. I think I'm a little bit sociable, but kunonetsa kuti kune vanhu vakura vakawanda, like the
right.
popular. So even when I'd go on these I'd go on these play groups and go on Facebook, look for play groups. The other time I visited a play group and it was just grannies with their grandchildren, and there I was trying to look for mommies, but
Trying to have like mommy dads, mommy
there
and
were no mommies in sight. Like there were no mommies in sight. But I do have a couple of friends here that
right.
I've known from SA, which is good, and I've made friends with people that I work with. But I also like keeping it small, like you're saying. Like I'm not too much, too big on like knowing a lot of people as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've also found that, for most for the most part, women these days are the ones who are pushing for moving to the diaspora than men. And I've always wondered like why is that? And also the whole thing about like people getting all these messages like, oh, it's not gonna, like you were mentioning, it's not gonna work out when you go there, all things change and
Mm,
stuff. But I also feel like if you become a partnership, if you're already a partnership, things will be
mhm.
easier because
Work out.
like if you're waiting kuti munhu achazondidzisira mvura zvinoitwa
Mm,
kuZimbabwe and
mm-mm,
pfugama achindipa sadza and also wait for sadza racho kuti ribikwe while everything else is on a standstill, then definitely it won't work.
mm.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to taking chances and I think women we're more risk takers when it comes to that. I
Right.
think guys are very scared of change. They calculate a lot, isusu vakadzi tinogona kungoshingirira tongoti guys panapa takutozvipira, this is what we're doing. And guys are more relaxed. They want to calculate everything. They want to make sure, they don't want change. Yakanyanya. So this is why most women you find, oh, the woman is the one that went and then the husband followed, which is okay because I think as a wife or as a woman, you are a sort of the leader. Yes, the man is the leader, but I feel like you
Mushamuka.
pave the way. You know what I mean? Mushkamkadzi. So you have to do those chiginda gori chashina chekutika. Panapaka. I don't know what's on the other end, but I'm gonna go.
Let's go. Yeah, you're
Yes, let's go, let's do this. And then you pave the way for your family, which is fine.
right.
Yeah, it's tough. And then yeah, when it came to the whole looking for a job thing, I did a lot. Like the first thing, I think it's important for you to have a professional CV done. A
Right.
lot of these things, employers get turned off by a badly written CV. So I literally had to,
And stuff nezvitupa.
and there's a lot of misinformation, circulator kuma Zimbabweans. Like a lot of groups have got wrong information.
Right.
And where those people that don't like trying things for themselves. It's almost like D-Tiro or is this D-Tiro a thing? And I
Right.
understand some people don't have and they're not privileged enough. Like pame kumbako hakuna network, hakuna data, pamwe hana chakati, nditro this, nditro that. But we're also at fault because like now people have opened companies nekuita zvinhu zverisile hanzi uyaenda kuitira application yako UK. You can do that by yourself. Why are you trying to get someone else to do it for you?
Exactly.
Wongodyirwa mari mahara.
And most of the times, like it's the same like process. A person cannot guarantee you a visa. That's for the visa office to do that. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, urukungo
And that person is human. They can make a mistake.
paperwork.
Vanogona kuita mistake per application yako. You're just laid back and like, oh, ndapamuna agunditira.
Right.
So I think the first thing is make sure kuti you do as much as you can wega.
Mm-hmm.
Go and find someone who can do your CV for you, cover letter, whatever it is.
Right.
Some people do interview coaching, which is very good. It helps. Yeah, so I applied for a job for like a year and I'd given up. I think by the time I got this response, I had given up. I was like, you know what, this is not for me. Let me
Right.
not even, you know. Um, so yeah, zvisinewo sevanhu vekwasadza. My response from my employer was actually in my spam for 3 days.
My goodness.
So a friend of mine got a response and then she said, this company, I responded, try apply there. So I did. And then now they said to them, this person is your friend. Please, can you tell them to respond to the interview email? And I'm like, interview email, EP. There it was in the spam. So when you're applying, make sure you check your spam as well.
Oh my God.
Because you never know what will be there. I was like, nay, what sort of spirit is this? Like my whole life
The village
was
people
there for 3 days
is
in
not
the
good.
spam. So they needed the confirmation. Good, am I going to make it the interview? So I had an interview. It was about an hour, 15 minutes long.
Nice.
It was very, 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 very long and intimidating and everything. But yeah, then I got the job. They sent the offer letter and everything. Then I did my visas. And yeah, so I think don't give up. A lot of people keep discouraging each other with, zvavarwa, zvichaiti, but I don't think that's the case. I think there's something for everybody. And I think I used to send 60, I kid you not. I used to send 50, between 50 and 60 emails a day.
I hear you. I
Searching,
hear you. This is what I
looking.
said. I'm going to start counting the number of CVs I'm sending, and it's
Yes,
damn.
yes, it's a lot, but don't give up because something's gotta give. Don't give up. Ramba uchingotumira, mukamakuseni utumire. You know,
I only recently found out that, you just don't send the same CVs for everywhere. You have to
mm.
tailor make according, like it might be the same position, but they have different wording.
So, Inini personally, because I think I'm a jack of all trades, I literally had 3 CVs I was sending out.
What?
I had 3 CVs. I paid for 3 CVs to be done,
I hear you.
and
And
it
did you
paid
find it
off.
worth it to have your CV done by a professional?
Yes, it's worth it. I think for South Africa, I paid 350 a CV.
Mm-hmm.
And ipapo I get it. Kana uri kutotsvaga basa mari inonetsa, money is tight.
True.
You don't have the money. So for me, I felt like, let me just try find a template but no, get someone who's a professional who
Yeah.
can do you. It will go a long way. Like, oh, your CV was very impressive. Oh, this and that. So I think that's the first thing to do. Make sure. And also make sure you've got like traceable references. Ndochime chakaitoti vamwe vanhu unowana basa, but your references now vanozokurasisa.
Ciao. How so?
Unongonyora kazvekunyepa kuti I was working kwakati, I was doing this, but then now they actually send you stuff yekuti, please can your former employer stamp.
Okay. That's
Uh, so how I went about that is illegal. I will not be mentioning it. But anyways, you should have traceable references. I mean, like unongoenda like community kwako ungoti, guys, I'm applying for a job, please, if you know you, because a lot of people especially kuZimbabwe ndozvinotinetsa hatina work experience because mabasa ashina hakuna. So
exactly. You can't get experience without working, and you can't work without the
not
experience.
anybody's
So you
fault.
need to actually just.
You need to find a way. You can go to an institution and say, listen, guys, I've put you guys as my reference.
And also, while we're there, I just have to say the references that you put also like they don't have to be legit, but they have to. Like I just had literally today, somebody called me and told me my reference was someone had sabotaged me. Like they had to call me and be like, okay, this is the worst reference we've ever received.
Oh
And
my
had
God.
an interview with you, and this person that you put as your reference really did you dirty. Like they said the word, like they said literally you can't read or write.
What?
And we had a conversation with you, so we know you can. So that means somebody is playing with you, and like you need to be careful. And the person was just like, this is like I shouldn't be telling you this, but Be careful, girl. I was like,
It's
all this
oh,
time,
why?
I was
And
just
maybe all this time you were trying to get these jobs,
like
and
all
then
this time I was trying to get a job and even getting to the reference thing, and then people just ignore me or like I just
But I will say, guys, this whole thing yokusataura my plans akoka, I think is very true, and I think vanhu ngavasataure. No matter, you
village
know,
people are real, and village people don't even have to be village. It will be the people
it's
that
just
you
anyone
think
just
are your
putting it out
community.
there in the universe. The
Yeah.
trees have heard, the sand has heard, the stones have heard, the walls have heard everything. It just jeopardizes a lot. Like, rather just ronge zvinji makanyarara.
Rara. And
Mozotaura mashika. It's okay if people get upset, and whoever gets upset, angaine ukutsamwirei.
like, why are you mad?
It's okay if I make a plan and I don't tell you. Why are you getting so upset? Kuti magenda usina
When we were planning to move here, the we had lunch like with my aunties and my cousins, and then we were doing our silent goodbyes. Not that we thought anybody was gonna do something or
but
what,
just you
but
get me.
just do your thing and then also shika. The good thing is you've seen me. Like I came and said bye.
And then they'll be like, oh, sakapa makache pepe
Bye,
mashtuti
Tozi.
babaisa. Yeah, it was a goodbye.
So anyway, like we had lunch and somehow the topic gravitated towards, oh, one of my aunties couldn't attend. And I asked,
Mhm.
where is she? And then they were like, she went to the UK last week. I'm like,
Ah, I didn't know.
like, of course, I'm also saying, oh, I didn't know while I'm having like a Canadian visa in my passport. And then, yeah, and then
And
so many people started saying, even I was
Queenie.
thinking about it about, and then come to find out, every one of us moved to different countries that same month. But we were thinking about it. You know how hard a visa is to get. Like, you just
It
don't
is.
happen. Like, it's not
You
something you
just
just
don't
say,
think about it.
I'm thinking about moving. You already have a visa.
You already have a visa.
It's so funny. It's so
That's
funny how but it's not even that unongochungoti vanhu vanokuroya or whatever. It's just that sometimes it just needs to be between
And
you
you know
and
what?
God.
I think another thing for us why we kept it on a down low, not because kuchikakuroiwa, but then like there's just so many people with opinions like negativity. Hey, mchende koko, anzona ari kufana nzara, hey, this and that. You
Vanhu
just want to block
vanotorangana,
out. You want to block out all the
diaspora
noise.
munosvika muchinodetsana
Hey, tirambana, hey.
vekudhiaspora
Oh,
munenge makunyanya munosvika ikoko munonowana mabasa here and all
yeah. So kunyararaga, you just want to block out a lot of that noise and just focus on what we have agreed. So we said, listen, me and you have agreed on doing this thing. So no matter what they say, and there's misconception izvinhu zvakawanda. Kunonzwa iso, munenge muchinzwa iso. It's not like that, guys. Ndosaka ndotika itai zvinhu zvenyu and see it through. Don't let anybody tell you kuti this is how it is, because that's their experience. Iwewe unonzi Timothy, you unonzi John, you unonzi Mary, you unonzi Jane. You've got your own thing that God has planned for you. Not everybody's experience is the same. So that shouldn't be like your benchmark kuti, oh, ndiri kutya because ningati tinosafa. Mumwe munhu anokudza kuti ndiri kusafa asingadi kuti iwe ubudirire. Exactly.
and
They
then
don't want you to come
by
and hence
yourself.
they want to see you doing good but not better than them. So that's my thing. Like, honestly, I don't regret moving. It's tough, it's hard, it's such a culture shock and whatever, but I honestly do not regret moving at all.
What was your biggest culture shock like going there?
Yo, I wouldn't say culture shock, but the biggest shock was just probably the weather.
Oh
The
yeah?
food, everything is boxed. Shata.
Meat doesn't like me.
Everything is boxed. Like, but the thing is, you get it because Munuesari is so busy trying to chase money
Exactly.
that they don't have time to cook.
Come
I
and
appreciate my chicken nuggets. I appreciate my fish fingers. I appreciate my French fries. You know, get some air fryer and that's it.
you don't have to
Yeah,
be cutting and chopping and slaving
I don't
away.
want to be cutting, chopping. Yeah, but you get used to it. Like,
But this,
approach change in a positive way. You know what I mean?
were they not a culture shock?
My God. The bills.
Mm.
Mm.
Guys,
So
a
this is
lot.
why I think this moving thing it works better. Muri true. I did
People
know
say
better.
that,
I think
but I also have, okay, I also have a different opinion about it. Of course, it would look like, things are better Muri too.
mm,
But think of it this way. If it was just you would come from Kushift and then never, like, you don't have to necessarily cook.
no.
You can
Yeah.
just grab an apple and that's it. And you can come and stay mu room me moon, like rent a room instead of a whole house, and your bills
Mm,
can just be your bills. Like you can make things that work for you. Like it doesn't need to be like now when we arrived, we ended up, like, instead of us getting like a basement apartment, which would have been cheaper, but because we had a newborn, we didn't want her exposed. Like, you never know. Like, sometimes my basements money my mods. That's what
mm,
I was told or whatever. Like, that's the.
mm,
But now that I know better, it's definitely not like that, right?
mm.
But had I been by myself, like, I would have, risked. Nengo riska.
Haingodisa uchingoita zvako chigangster chako.
Gangster muso unenge usinawo, that's it. Manje izvozvizvi kana usina mwana anodyei. You have to
Yeah, but
you
I don't know. I feel like zvinonetsawo uri single because at the end of the day, there's certain things that are expensive whether you're single or not, like rent. One room, kunoku, you can still be paying about 500, 600 pounds.
right.
Let's say you earn 1.8 pounds. Do you get me? Which are visa 600 or maybe let's say 750. Why include a council tax? You've got your internet, you've
Mhm.
got your transportation. Food is very expensive here, and I think everywhere in the world actually, food is now very expensive, guys.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. I just feel like two salaries work a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
They work a little bit better. I'm not saying people are not making it happen. They are. A
Mhm.
lot of single people are doing it. I've got a couple of friends of mine that are, they're making it happen. A friend of mine actually took herself on holiday. She's currently in Albania. In
So, what's the process? So, like, now that you have settled, what are the opportunities? All right. Uh, so
Okay,
so now that you have settled, it's been 8 months.
that's
Uh,
all.
has it become easier than when you first came? And like, what opportunities? Like, are you seeing like the advantage of you moving, or you're like, ndakajikira faster?
I think, like I said before, I don't have any regrets. I think I can see the benefits and I can see the future.
Right.
I'm motivated. Um, it was a good move. It
Mhm.
was a very good move, and there's so many opportunities, especially for someone like my husband. He can venture into business, he can do certain things, and it being a very laid back country,
Right.
isusu takadzidza kungwara ngwara, unoti ndekupi pane kagepu, all that stuff.
Business. So.
Pane zvinhu zvakawanda that we've noticed and like, ona hapana chakati, we should do that. Oh, hapana chakati, we should do that.
Mm.
So the struggle yekuzim also helps you in future. Like izvo zvatutaura kuti kuZimbabwe munhu wese ari kuhasla, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Hanzi vanotaura wedhe uchikungwavha ngwavha, handiti
Yeah,
everybody.
everybody's
Saka once you get to a new place, I find like a lot of people vakamuva, they're going to prosper because vane in that mentality yekuti shamari, we're going to make it, we're gonna push, we're gonna what's lacking, where there's a need, let me go and attack that industry, let me do this, let me do that. So I think, yeah, it's very beneficial. I have to be here for 5 years. ndichishanda according to my contract, and not defaulting anything, not committing crime, all
Right.
that stuff. Then after
Have
5
to
years,
work for
I
the same employer.
yes.
Right.
Well, I'm tied to my employer for like 2 years, and after that, he said I can do whatever I want. Uh, but I'll
That's
probably try
fair.
stay. That's fair. I'll probably try stay. So after 5 years, then Paneta and she and the leave to remain. Then
Ah,
you apply whatever your citizenship, which is very costly. So, advice yandakanzwa hangu ndeyekuti muchingosvika ibvai matanga kusevha kana ma 50 pounds,
right. For that.
because hanzi application iyoyo citizenship and whatever hanzi it's very expensive.
Ah,
So wait usually, it might take you a couple of years. Well, it's just something you don't want to have to deal with 5 years. That dzakwana ubonzi to pay 3,800 pounds a
right.
person for
Right.
this application. So hence it's advisable.
To just
Whoever's listening, whoever's listening, kusvika hanzi start saving money for this indefinite leave to remain thing. Yeah. So
nice. So apart from that as well, what sort of advice would you give to somebody who is thinking about moving to the UK, using the same route?
I think just persevere. Persevere and be careful of scammers because there are a lot of scammers here.
Right.
Do your
Like there or
research.
like during like the process of coming, like even when you get there are people trying to scam you as well.
There's someone trying to scam you at every stage of your application, at every stage of your journey to move. There's somebody trying to scam you. Even once you want a ticket, want a visa, already. Pane munhu anokuti, oh, pane munhu anokauya azokutakura, bhadharai, pane munhu accommodation scams. There's scams everywhere. I just feel like just
Sure.
be careful. Just be very careful. Don't give up. Don't listen to people. Like your race is your own race. Ramba uchingotsvaga chete, sango rinopa vanhu vanoita vazungaira.
The two
Stay updated current affairs. Zivei kuti New Zealand yavhura here maborders. Canada here iri kuti macarers ari kuwana permanent residency as soon as they arrive. Yeah, be in touch with stuff so you can always be informed. Information is very, very important and is powerful.
Yeah, and the thing of, just doing your own research is important rather than just waiting to be spoon-fed by somebody
Just waiting to be spoon-fed, you're
telling
waiting
you
to
things
hear
that they are
stuff.
saying on the official website and their own translation on it.
Yeah.
So, and things are always changing. So today there might be this thing coming up, and then tomorrow it's not. It's like it's no longer there. So you just need to be constantly. And I feel
Yeah.
we are said to be the most learned African country, but kuverenga chaiwo chekwati
Mm. I
kuzviverengera
think
and doing
I
our
think kungonzwa nungo half the time, and it's just this culture yekungonzi hanzi chii zvanzi chii kune
own.
vanhu vakati
Yeah.
igossip
When I
iroro
when
igossip.
I try to explain the process to someone, is they were like, "Saka wakaendeswa nani ikoko?" I'm like,
I've just
I
done a
just
whole
literally
video.
told you. I told you. I sent you links at the official government website talking about how to do this. I have explained, shown you, or done a YouTube video, and also sent you different things. Now at this point, do you actually want me to go and do the thing for you, Nema Kumbam?
Exactly. This is why I'm saying you can actually do that. If you want to make money, now you're exploiting people that don't have money. But because of that, what wanoti kune vanhu vanoleka kuita ABC.
Now it's like you're actually on their, at least if it's on their dime, then it's better because
Yeah,
you
there's someone that
a lot just
there's
for.
someone that when I was trying to do an American visa as well, there's someone akantizha ni pane mai vanonzi mai Ningi, vanonzi mai ane mai all she did was just to translate zvinhu zvandiripo pa website yeku-US Embassy. She just translated it in Shona and I was like, huh? So what am I paying you 1,900
Don't
for?
translate
Like,
it, that you was there on some hurumende ya America iri kuti.
And I'm like, that is not worth $2,000, my friend. Not even worth it.
She wanted 2K for
Yeah,
that?
she wanted 2K for that. Tinokuitira, tinokubhukira, tinokudini. I'm like, zvinhu wegesh.
Exactly. Kutsvage. Mazano people are selling my slots ku American embassy. I trust my people to for things, but like people are buying my slots. Like if you were to go right now, uchinotagauti udakwenda kunoita your visa application in the next month. I want a slot, but ukada kutenga unorwana.
Tenga slot unoiwana. How?
Well, people munhu anenge akaribhuka would drop out and put and then
But then don't they hazvina mazita mukati here? Because I remember when I went for my visa application ekuamerica vanga vatori nezita vachitozoti wakamirira uyu appointment yanhingi iriko.
Yeah, so just so let's say you booked on the 25th, right? And you want to sell it to me. So you will cancel that and then tell me itoenda pa nenguva yakati na 10 o'clock cancel mine, so there's going to be a slot. And then you over canceller and then I will get on.
Wow, I'm shocked.
And it's actually funny. I just thought that was a thing like that you'd find at home. Here as well, Indians are doing the same. I was like, you know what? I don't have a reason to go to the USA right now. I'm just going to wait until my citizenship.
Yeah,
But yeah, this has been lovely.
it's been lovely catching up. Oh, we were going to talk about how difficult it is to adjust for, I think, men, kunyanya, just a different environment. And like we spoke about the roles changing. And I also think as you need to have teamwork and you need to understand kuti mukadzi wako is now working somewhere different as well. It's tough on her. I feel like women also shouldn't change in the way they relate to their husbands. They shouldn't be disrespectful because a lot of the women that moved to the UK were not working in Zimbabwe. So now that you're working, my name, Akwana, Kamari Kenyu, now it comes with a lot of stuff. I think people need to be patient with each other and also understand for the guy, it's something new for them. They never knew Kuti one day they're going to need to pitch up in this way. They need to take care of the child. They need to do this. They need to do that. It's new for everybody. Saka, I think when be patient with each other, don't be so quick to be like, it takes time for people to get used to their new roles because it's new for everybody. Saka sekai mutori tu kuti shamari ko ndazoita so kana asi wotoseka kuti iwe zvakaoma kani kuna ngoma wani, it shouldn't be a battlefield. The battle should be between you and him together against the new change, not you guys, you're in a new place. You're in a new place. It's stressful as it is. Now you guys are fighting each other. You know what I mean? Find a way kuti mume wangu, how can I help you? Kwete kuti unotowana munhu anoti achawana zvakadai so handi ndiye mukadzi achasvika achida. No, find a way kuti how can I assist my partner? And it all boils down to how much you love someone. If you love someone, you'd want to help them, make things easy for your partner. Or not, okay, no, my guy is struggling in this way. How can I help you? Like, what you need me to help you with, what you need support with, help each other.
I feel like, as you were saying that, for women, they sort of like, because their careers start to progress. I don't want to say better, but like if you're in Zim as a woman, like probably, getting into like a profession, it's not everyone who has that opportunity. But then when you come in the diaspora, your opportunities become more. Whereas for guys, not that they become less, but it's not just easy as it was from.
They feel some type of way, and sometimes it's Ritika without even anyone pointing a finger at you.
You're gonna start Pawanga Uri. But for women, because you were never somewhere for some women you're never somewhere kumsoro, so nyango ukangoya ukanzi uye tiri kukupa 1k unoenda. But for men who had better opportunities at home, now having to fine tune them to accept that, you know what, I have to start at a junior level.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very
I
true.
feel like
And also
there's also that
kunoku,
encouragement factor that has to come in to say, Baba mana, manga mbori chef now mave mahobo. And it's
that
fine.
is so
It's as long as money is
that is
coming in
so true. And
as
you just
long
have to like,
as
okay, fine. Maybe someone is feeling like their ego is bruised. You as the woman need to come and uplift him and say, listen, babe, this is only temporary. You know, Kuti, you're going to climb the ladder with time. Because another thing is, it's not anything that he's done, whatever, but already, kala ye gandaredu, you'll be looked down upon in these countries. So you will start from the bottom, but you can build yourself up, you know. So they are already feeling down as it is, so you don't need to then come back now. Missy, you're feeling very empowered. Now you want to talk down on your man, you want to do this on your, no, it doesn't work, Sha. It's just be respectful, understand each other's positions, you know. And also knowing kuti kunoku, I always find, like, even if you're on a bus or whatever, you find men vane vana a toddler, vane mwana in a baggy, ari kupinda pabhazi nevana vake, ari kudi. Hapana chinhu chinonzi ichi ndichanhingi. You all have to get in the mix to make it work.
Everybody has to do school, like
You have to make it work.
And it all boils down to, you know, having that partnership, working together. Because
Working together and having
you know,
the dream. You guys have got one dream, which is to succeed in this country. So you can't be working against each other. You have to work as a team. You know, Mungo Simdzirana, you guys are all, you become a little, I feel like it's a place where it can actually strengthen relationships, those that want to be strengthened. And then those that just decide,
I'm now empowered. I don't need that. But yeah, I feel like if you're also a decent man at home and lacking, like, you know, opportunities to show up, this is your time to show up as a decent man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
We went deep.
No, we did, hey?
But anyway, I think now we're left with less than 2 minutes. So
All right, we'll
we
say our
can do our
goodbye.
goodbyes. This has been a lovely
Anyways,
chat, and
it's been
midnight
good.
your end. I thank you so much
Oh
for
yeah, it is. Is it midnight now?
time. No, your end, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's midnight your end, and it's 5 p.m. my end. So thank you for taking
You're
the time
welcome. You're
to
welcome. I'm very interested to find out a lot more people's opinions. So all the best with that.
Thank you.
And bye, Zimbabwe.
Thank you for tuning in to Out of the Teapot podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and feel inspired by the stories of Zimbabweans making waves around the world. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. It helps others discover the podcast. Follow us on social media to stay updated on upcoming episodes and behind the scenes content. And if you have a story to share, we would love to hear from you. Use the hashtag Out of the Teapot podcast or reach out directly. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, keep growing, no matter where you are in the world.